the fish are starting to move deeper, and that's because the water is staying cooler. So what we're going to do is we're going to move from the 2 feet under the cork that we've been doing now for almost 2 months. We're going to start tight lining. Let me show you how to do it.
For most of the winter, we found fish suspended, feeding on bait moving through lakes, bays, and canals. Well, cold weather means less bait and the fish slowing down. As the water cools, speckled trout move deeper for 2 reasons: warmth and easier meals. So if you want to catch them, you do the same. Using a 1/4-ounce jig head tied straight to your line and a curl-tail Berkeley gulp, bounce the bait slowly across the shell reef. You'll feel the rocks as the bait moves across the bottom. You want to create just enough action for the fish to find the lure, but not too much. Work slowly, but don't let the bait get stuck in the oyster shells. When you do get a bite, don't expect a big pull or jerk on the rod. You may only feel a subtle bump. Remember, the cold slows the fish metabolism down. And this also means you don't have to have a hard hook set. A good firm tug will do the job well.
So while last week you might have been using a rig with a bait, a very similar bait, 2 feet under a cork, suspended, this week you're going to need to move a little deeper. You're going to have to bounce on the bottom. As it gets colder, there's less food, they're less picky, and they don't move as much. So you can turn from your 2 feet under a cork to a tight line and still be very productive. Ooh. Bumping the bottom. Bumping the bottom for keeper trout. Well, those fish are cold when you grab them. They feel like little popsicles. Go drift oyster reefs and the shell pads of any lake and bay near you. You're looking for about 3 to 4 feet of water, maybe a little deeper, but not much. You can find them in shallower water, but you want it deep enough that water will hold some warmth. That sun comes up and that water warms up, and these guys get hungry. I'm Captain C.T. Williams with the Big Fish Report for Fox 8 News.